everybody, this is Dr. Elsa. I'm here in Washington, D.C. I just attended the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention's Out of the Darkness Community Walk for Suicide Prevention. It was my 10th year attending, alhamdulillah. And I'm standing here in between the Lincoln Memorial and the Washington Monument and the reflection pool where they set up the stage here. You see Illuminati here for all those who have been suffering or died by suicide. I have to say it was another empowering sort of emotional day for me. Yeah, very emotional. I came here walking for myself as well as all those suffering with suicide, and I had to walk for Palestine today. I created, for the first time, I think they may have had, a bag for the Illuminati that they do every year for Palestine. I didn't initially see it up there before, and then I talked to somebody about it, and then they found it and they put it right at the front of the stage, and I was very moved by that. I also didn't raise enough for a t-shirt this year, and one person saw that I was walking for Palestine and offered the t-shirt for this year, and it really meant a lot because it was my 10th year. It's been a tough year, really, and the generosity was really sweet. Yeah, I mean, what more can I say? There's so much that I have to say about suicide prevention, and I try my best to, do my part. When you've struggled through something, and when you know that something isn't right, you feel an obligation on your shoulders to do something about it. Yeah, and I found so much synergy, and I said that last year as well, between the two struggles, the plight for freedom for Palestinian and the plight for freedom for the suicidal, and those struggling with mental health conditions. Not only that, I mean, now we know how grand of a mental health crisis is present within Palestine right now too. I remember last year when I was here, the genocide had just escalated, and there was actually a protest at the same day as this walk. So I marched and then I walked, and I remember having a lot of back pain. I just struggled with pulling a muscle on my back, and I've been having something on my feet, which made it hard to walk today. But I walked with a lovely young woman. It's just really a nice, peaceful walk with people who care about, suicide prevention. The message that I want to give to people this year, basically, if you know someone who is suicidal, just remind them that you love them. Sometimes it's not that people are needy, or sometimes there's something in the brain that doesn't allow us to see that there are people who love us. So if you love someone, whoever it is, whether they're suicidal or not, if you really care about someone, tell them. Just tell them, and keep reminding them over and over and over again, because they're going to forget that you care. They're going to forget that you love them, and that is something so important, I think. I also think it's important for the person who's struggling with suicide, no matter how difficult it is, to try to push through the pain. Know that there is going to be someone out there who cares. It does feel like you're completely alone, but keep trying. I know that sometimes when you try and you fail, it hurts so much, and it is so incredibly painful. I know that I struggled with that, and I've given up at times to even try to find someone out there who gets it. I'm not going to give up on that. I would just encourage people whoever is suicidal to try your best, push through the pain and reach out to someone, and keep trying until you find that person who truly gets it, because there is going to be someone out there who gets it. I know there is. We just have to hang on to that hope and that faith to be able to keep going. Lastly, I just want to say to everyone to welcome the conversation on suicide prevention, to share your stories and be open to these difficult conversations, and do it through whatever means you're comfortable doing, whether it be through poetry or through painting or through these walks or in safe spaces, or whatever way, shape, or form that you want to share your story. That's up to you, and I encourage you to do so, because this culture of being afraid is so contagious. Fearing being able to talk about these things is what makes it harder for so many people to get the help and for them to be able to share their stories. The more that we share, the more that we're open up, the more that we become vulnerable, and the more people are going to be able to share their stories and not feel like they have to hide, because it is incredibly unbearable pain to fight this in silence. I'm going to keep fighting for suicide prevention, and I hope that you join the efforts too. Thank you so much for listening. This is Dr. Elsa. Let's continue to have the difficult conversations. Please support suicide prevention. Free Palestine.
Gina was able to evoke the strength within herself to take the critical step of seeking professional help. She took herself to the hospital, and it was through group therapy that she met others who were facing similar struggles and found that she was not alone. Professional and peer support and being in an environment where others spoke so honestly and openly about mental health inspired Gina to break down the stigma surrounding suicide and raise awareness for prevention. While the struggle is still there, and every day may have its ups and downs, she keeps going because she knows that even in our darkest moments, there is always hope. And together, we can break the silence and find our way back to the light. If you too wear green beads representing a personal struggle, please raise your hand or your beads. Thank you, Gina.